Agile, yeah! Okay, so here we are again in my Canvas sandbox, and I am here to show off another of the outputs of a Agile IT project. In this case, it is our custom Gradebook feedback tool that we designed. This tool, the genesis for the request for this functionality came from OIT leadership and from indeed campus leadership at large, because we had identified as a strategic priority the need to improve the instructor's experience in the gradebook in Canvas, because we were getting a lot of survey data that pointed to instructors either not being happy with the functionality of the delivered product or not utilizing it in the correct ways, causing confusion for the students. And so the campus has a much larger initiative to improve the use of the Canvas Gradebook. And one of the ideas that came up in terms of ways we could possibly do that is to start gathering feedback from instructors and students about the Canvas Gradebook so that we could capture a large amount of feedback that we could then provide to the vendor in structure, or where my group comes in, provide to the academic technology development team for potential customization that we could implement ourselves. But the first step was we have to actually create a mechanism for getting the feedback. And it was quite challenging because the stakeholders felt very strongly that if the tool was not embedded into the Canvas UI itself, rather than being a separate tool that lived within the course navigation, another button that you would click outside of the gradebook, like many of our other custom developed solutions are. The sense was that if it's not visible in the Canvas gradebook, then it's much less likely to be used, and we're going to get much less feedback and much less timely feedback. The idea being that an instructor is in the gradebook trying to do something, they're not able to, they click this button and tell us, this is what I was trying to do. And then, again, we pass that either to instructor or I take it to my Scrum team to execute that functionality ourselves. That's kind of the project outline. In terms of the output, we have this very cool looking button that really looks like a delivered part of the Canvas UI. The color is the only thing that makes it stand out, otherwise it would basically look exactly like this drop down, and that's by design. It's leveraging XML and JavaScript to embed into the page, and when you click on it, it asks you, how is your experience using the Canvas Gradebook today? And you get basically a selection of smiley faces. These translate into number values in the spreadsheet and the database where we store this information. So 1 to 5, basically. You click on the smiley face, please tell us more. Again, all this wording was very specific, and we kept going back to the stakeholder. Does this UI look okay? Is the wording exactly the way you want it? No, it's not. Okay, let's update it. Make sure that we're giving the exact support kind of messaging that the users wanted. We give the user the ability to add textual feedback here in the tool. So I like the Canvas Gradebook, but I really need the ability to add custom columns so I can insert text like TA names, etc., directly into the gradebook. This is actually feedback that we got through this feedback tool. And then the user clicks submit. I'm not going to actually do that right now because I don't want to generate kind of fake feedback now that the tool is running. I try to limit that as much as possible. But you click submit, it pushes the data from this tool, including the user data, because again, you can see like it's not asking me to enter my user ID or anything like that. It's leveraging the integration functionality in Canvas to obtain that at a higher level, at the course level, rather than at the tool level, which would have been a much easier way of doing it, to be frank, to just make the instructor enter their first name and last name. But we did not want to put that kind of barrier between the instructor and submitting the feedback. The user submits the feedback, it gets written into a secure database, which then gets written into a secured Google Sheet leveraging the Google API, and that sheet updates every minute essentially. So at any given time, you could be in the sheet and you will see a whole new kind of dump of feedback coming through with more good ideas on how we can improve the Canvas Gradebook. So yeah, I hope you found this interesting as an example of my work output as a product owner and Scrum Master at the University of Colorado-Boulder. Obviously, this video could be an hour long. I could go in depth into how I prioritized this request, how we broke it down into tickets within our Jira backlog, and how it reflected on our quarterly roadmap, and so forth and so on, and really get into the kind of project management aspects of it. But I mostly wanted to talk at a broad level about the basic business requirements and then show the tool off so that you can see how we met them. So thank you for watching, and let me know if you have any questions.